As I bid farewell to High Sealands at the vortex of Genesis, I noticed something strange about the Time Core Flame, and was immediately dragged into the Memoria Tide of Oblivion by Evernight. She was once the hidden power that March manifested by sacrificing all of her memories. Yet now, she harbors other secret intentions in her heart. Meanwhile, Dawn Hung warped back to the Express via Spirit Warp Jump, only to discover a Memo Snatcher invasion. Everyone then realized that the Remembrance's forces had already permeated Amphorius and blocked outside intervention. To establish contact with me, Dawn Hung was determined to return to Amphorius immediately. After waking up in the false Trailblaze, I managed to escape with help from Cyrene and Sunday. Unfortunately, Evernight held absolute control, causing me to fall into the Memoria Tide once again. However, Black Swan took this opportunity to quietly approach Evernight. Dawn Hung returned to Amphorius and beckoned the heroic spirit of Finan with divine blood. The destruction, descending from the sky, pierced through the memory zone and discovered the most hidden corner of the world. In pursuit of Evernight, Dawn Hung arrived at the charred remnants of the Grove of Epiphany. In the grove, where memories became disjointed, Dawn Hung received help from Dawn Feng within his memories and completed his farewell to the past. In their final moments, the Earth demigod Terravox entrusted all their duty and authority to Dawn Hung. With this newfound strength, Dawn Hung found me within the Memoria Tide. We entered the Nameless Titan's great tomb and discovered its secret. Across the 30 million cycles of eternal recurrence, every incarnation of Cyrene had come here, offering herself to the Remembrance. With Black Swan's help, we found Evernight in the depths of the Great Tomb. When all seemed lost, Evernight was captured by March's camera and trapped within the memory maze of Ides Elysiae. After several lengthy conversations, March and Evernight reached an agreement. Evernight returned March's memories, and March finally returned to our side. With every condition for the Era Nova fulfilled, we returned to the depths of the Great Tomb and initiated the final Era Nova ceremony.
This place is rich with the sweet scent of flowers. Can we stay here for a while longer? This view hasn't changed at all, has it? The hometown in your memories never changes, but when you return to your senses, you realize that fate has already stolen the time away. Welcome to the Trail of Genesis, friend. Indeed, the Scepter's extrapolations have reached their end, but the process of Genesis has only just begun. The path ahead will no longer rely on emotionless programs. It'll be decided by the will of humankind. Before you arrived, I kept wondering, beyond the veil of Ide Silicii, what kind of Amphorius is being born? I can see fragments of it when I close my eyes. The friends who walked alongside us have all moved on toward their respective destinies. Some turning into pillars of the world, supporting the sky and the ocean. Others sowing reason, laying down the law, and with gentle hands lifting newborns into the light. Death and strife are no longer feared by people, and trickery has become the innocent games of children. All beings living ordinary and peaceful lives, within the net woven by romance and passage. There's no black tide, no flame chase, and no destruction. The world on the other side of the sea is one bathed in sunlight. Like a happy and carefree childhood, the era Chrysia in this cycle will last for millennia, until it reaches the moment decided by the prophecy. Light calendar 4931, month of freedom, the moment belonging to world-bearing. Are you ready to answer the call of the world, friend? Then go, and pen the Throne of Worlds' first stroke. For this world, made from countless wishes.
You say that, but it's gonna be ages till we reach Light Calendar 4931. I can make use of the crevices of time, but surely you and Dan Heng won't have to wait around for a few thousand years, right?
That won't be necessary. We can simply sleep, and the chronocognitive anchor will wake us up.
We've both become a part of the New World ages ago. You're the last slowpoke.
Our consciousnesses can converse with each other across the heavens and the earth, possibly due to the influence of the Trailblaze. I am now connected with this earth, and I can feel the breath of every mountain range. I see that the tallest among them is named Akama, and the form of the holy city is already taking shape.
In other words, your stage is almost set. Do you want to take a leaf out of Kefali's book and make some prophecies before your nap?
But we're not the only ones who have changed. The chronocognitive anchor just transmitted a message stating that Iron Tomb has reacted to the Era Nova.
The moment when our friend bore the weight of 30 million cycles of memories.
Was probably also when the scepter devoured 30 million cycles of destruction.
You know, you don't have to shoulder this world all on your own. After someone boards the Express, the word alone ceases to exist. So, as we reach the end of time, no one will be left to face it alone. Dan Heng and I came here to specifically tell you that.
Remember, this world is not a burden you bear alone. It's a journey we trailblaze together, alongside all of the Express.
All right. It's time for Dan Heng and me to go have a super long nap. Look after this world for us.
The road ahead is long, but we'll be waiting for you at the end.
We'll definitely meet again.
Let's take one more look at the other side of the sea before we set off. Heidi's Elysiae is so quiet.
Just like how I remember.
Here we are once more. The scent of the black tide is now completely calm. At last, the starting point of 30 million cycles has finally welcomed.
Its first end. And the final end, right? I can't hear his voice. There are no flowers there that bloom for him, nor is there a star that is his. Finan is the only one who didn't reach the new world. Look, the golden light that shone upon the grove still meanders between heaven and earth, like the prophecies of Amphorius. It has to be a sign he left behind. It points towards the destruction and the deepest night. Do you still remember what I asked you at this exact spot the last time we set off? Friend, are you ready to become a hero? You were still burdened by the weight of world-bearing back then, still unsure of the role you were meant to play. But now, everyone has already given you the answer. The heroes of legends were just at the right place at the right time when the world needed a hero. Just like how your arrival kickstarted Amphorius' fate once more. A person's personality is their destiny. We best. Those are such beautiful words. Thank you, friend. I was also trying to cheer myself up with what I said. After all, before we truly compose the end of this story, I must also pluck up the courage to head off with you. And face a memory that I have forgotten for too long, and have denied for too long.
It's so dark. What is this place?
The great tomb of the nameless Titan. The deepest recesses of memory. Also, the place where Cyrene was born. My apologies, friend. The more memories I got back along the way, the more I felt that something wasn't right. There's a sort of anxiety I can't get rid of. It's like when I was back in Idis Elysiae, when the reflections in the water always made me wonder, which is the real me? The one reflected in the water, or the one standing on the shore? But I finally get it now. Look, friend. The words on that wall are the answer.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. That rhymeless tune is the lullaby of little fairies. As always, I'll read this book to you. That way it won't just be Cyrene's memories alone. I've always thought that I was the narrator of the Flame Chase journey, turns out, the narrator is also the most devoted audience. Thank you, friend. Every single Cyrene. That sounds so kind. At the moment of Aranova, I was enveloped by the texture of memories. Within the glistening crystal, I saw countless Cyrenes, as well as countless versions of me. This is the final puzzle piece of the memories. A prison born of the erudition, a grave annihilated in the destruction. That unknown solitary god, the 13th Titan who should not exist. The first new spore. The demi-urge is right here.
The interrogation records have been submitted to the Marshal. According to the Ten Lords' decree, Jing Liu and Luocha shall continue to be detained in the Shuling. But you, Merlin's Claw, have been reluctant to end the transmission. Do you wish to reminisce with us? Or is there something else on your mind that you're just desperate to get out?
You're quite calm, Jingyuan. The Alliance only authorized the Law Fu to be deployed for this Iron Tomb operation. They say the Seer Strategist's wisdom shines like a beacon. So why can't you see things clearly now? Look who's talking. I didn't vote against it, did I? But, with enemies all around us, even a child knows the Marshal needs to keep a few Xianzhou ships in reserve, just in case. Whoever volunteers first is the Marshal's pick. If you have to ask, I'd say this outcome plays right into Jingyuan's hands. Like it or not, there's no way we're letting the Law Fu take the lead in this battle.
Oh my, Merlin's Claw. Are you afraid the Law Fu might steal the Yao Qing's glory?
This is no laughing matter. Between the Stellaron crisis and the War Dance ceremony, though the chaos has settled, rumors and speculation are only growing by the day. With Elder Huaiyan around, those with ulterior motives won't be able to stir up any trouble. But once the Law Fu gets their hands on the Golden Blood, it'll be a whole different story. With the kind of person Jing Liu is, and her connection to you, I don't need to spell it out. There are countless ways this could be spun into something bigger.
You're overthinking it, General Fei Shao. When I volunteered for this task, I never expected unanimous support from the Alliance anyway. The Law Fu will seize the Golden Blood and redeem itself. That'll be our first win. Then we'll leverage this Golden Blood in the negotiations. Our second win. These two wins for the Law Fu will make all three of us happy. And that'll be our third win. Look, if this were a Skyfaring Commission deal, we'd be rolling in money, wouldn't we?
Maybe the Divine Foresight should change his name to the Optimistic General instead.
With the Decalite Reflection Barrier, the Yuchuan must understand even more than the Law Fu how significant this battle is. Amphorius' karma has vanished from the matrix of prescience. What omen does General Yao Guang see in this anomaly?
In divination studies, we call this an empty fortune. It involves the eons and is thus beyond what mere mortals can comprehend.
Your explanation isn't any clearer than Lady Fu's.
Iron Tomb is a calculated instant, but I don't believe they will just sit around waiting for death. And for the powers of the cosmos, this is their chance at survival, and the key to turning the tide of interstellar affairs. The Astral Express is leading the formation of an allied force, but I can see each faction has its own hidden agenda.
There are even divisions within the Alliance, so it's not that hard to imagine how the other factions will react. Jing Yuan, I crossed paths with Selenova's Legion at the Battle of Sadunirama Star Cluster. Be extremely careful. The Rowan Legion's troops and weaponry are nothing to write home about. The IPC, even the denizens of Abundance, could take them on. However, while Void Rangers are just expendable pawns of the destruction, the real wild cards are...
The Lord Ravagers.
Indeed. Nanook's emanators are also their weapons to burn down the paths. I'm afraid conventional military tactics and strategies will be useless against them. My assessment is this. To completely take down a Ravager, we must disregard casualties and spare no cost. My only fear is one wrong move, and the Lawfu will fall into Fintilia's trap again, inching ever closer to destruction.
Doubt is exactly the demon she wants to plant in our hearts. Do you still remember the beginning of the Alliance Oath? To save future generations from war and bloody dispute. The Rainbow's arrows have always aimed at any force that threatens the cosmos. Now that the Trailblaze walks alongside us, the Cloud Knights shall keep their oath as they have from the beginning. I just hope those on the front line will remain safe.
The chronocognitive anchor is sending a signal. Everyone, time to move out.
Did she and the others make it?
Let me go over the plan one more time, just in case. You'll enter Amphorius, reunite with your 3 separated companions, and try to locate Iron Tomb from within the world. Who are you taking with you?
The fate of the universe hangs in the balance. We can't afford any slip-ups. I suggest everyone, except Pom-Pom, join the fight.
We do need to be prepared for all possible contingencies. I have no objection to this.
I'll do whatever I can.
Meanwhile, Screwy and I will continue attacking the Demiurge Matrix. That is, the Scepter's kernel, from the outside. With our 2-pronged attack, we'll turn this hunk of metal into scrap for sure. Now we just wait for those 2 to get back. Oh, and just like that, they're here.
Sorry to keep you waiting. With Planet Screwlum's help, the formation of the Cosmic Alliance to counter Iron Tomb is progressing smoothly.
The cosmos has set its sights on Amphorius, and now it's just waiting for the first shot.
Well then, let's not waste any more time, Fourth Mirror.
It's my time to shine! Finally off the bench! Initiating thought refraction. Please read the safety protocols carefully.
Huh?
Just kidding! I've already checked the agreement box for everyone. And now, destination? Amphorius. 3, 2, 1, launch!
flow of Memoria is so heavy here. Unlike Penacony's dreamscape, this place has built up a true epic measured in millennia.
The vortex of Genesis, where all myths begin and end. And in this new world created by the Nameless, the infinite cycles have been broken.
Let's set up the Trailblaze beacon and establish contact with the outside world.
I'll leave it to you then. It'd be better for me to not show myself in front of the Garden of Recollection. And, Mr. Sunday, you probably shouldn't show yourself either.
Agreed.
The Astral Express has landed. If you receive this message, please respond immediately. Over.
This is the Cianjo Alliance. Communications normal.
Interastral Peace Corporation. Communications normal. No response from the Galaxy Rangers. Not surprising. But I didn't expect the family to also stay silent at such a critical moment.
That's a pretty blatant disregard from the family for Penacony's independent director, I'd say. Long time no see, Miss Himiko.
It's been quite a while, Madam Jade.
The significance of this battle rivals that of the campaign against Sulo. Only through victory can we disperse the shadow of Iron Tomb that looms over countless worlds. The 10 Stonehearts shall spare no effort for such a grand mission for the preservation.
Madam Jade led the Intelligentsia Guild in conducting specialized research on Iron Tomb's past activities. The bad news is, the collapse of the Erudition won't just affect inorganic beings.
You mean Iron Tomb can infect organic life, too?
Well, the good news is, so far, its effects on organic life are under control. The infection progresses slowly, and the resulting neuropathy is non-fatal. In any case, the IPC can guarantee targeted vaccine coverage within 48 system hours in all star zones within the medical system.
What about other star zones? At a time like this, are the followers of the Firmament Arbiters still trying to make a profit?
I remember you, Master Diviner. Your performance during the Third Denizens of Abundance War was quite impressive. Please rest assured, all worlds can purchase vaccines from the IPC with a humanitarian discount. That's the current policy at the very least. But, if the Cianjo Alliance is willing to assist with the IPC's assets in Epsilon and other star systems, we'll have more cards to play when reiterating to the board the necessity of deep cooperation.
It makes sense, since Interastral Peace Entertainment's headquarters is in Epsilon. But why are all the other worlds on the list? Places that the Elation has visited?
Think of it as a long-term investment. Please understand that everyone at Pierpoint is swamped with Iron Tomb work, especially the Marketing Development Department. At this rate, even the 10 Stonehearts can only do so much. Having some assistance from the Alliance would surely benefit the entire cosmos. Wouldn't you agree?
As an old Cianjo saying goes, those who succeed should help all under heaven. Your proposal must be decided on by the 7 Arbiter Generals. I'm just here to relay the message. In times of crisis, the Luofu will not hesitate to help those in need. However, the prerequisite is that the IPC must unconditionally assist the Alliance with emergency rescue operations in the disaster area.
Of course. In the name of preservation, all for the Amber Lord.
Thank you all for your selfless dedication.
clear that each party still has qualms about everything.
The clash between destruction and erudition isn't just about the fate of the cosmos. It's a moment for all factions to reshuffle their cards.
You can never be too careful when battling a Lord Ravager. All are equal in matters of life and death.
In any case, we can only hope for the best in all that's to come. It's about time we dive into the vortex and see what Amphorius looks like on the inside. I wonder where she and the others are right now.
Hello? How's the signal? Can you hear us?
Ah, we're through! I can see the video feed. Everything's working perfectly.
Miss Bronya? Miss Serval? What a surprise. It's been a while.
We've already heard from Miss Topaz about the Iron Tomb operation. She made a special trip to deliver the vaccine to Belobog. I can't believe the Express crew is at the eye of that storm. Is everything going smoothly?
Don't worry, we're still following the plan step by step. How's the situation in Belobog?
Urillo 6 is located on the outskirts of the preservation barricade. While it won't bear the brunt of the first wave, there's still a risk from the aftershocks. Matt Kitchapard and Pela are busy organizing the Silvermane Guards, having them consolidate their lines and dig trenches. Zila and Lynx just got back from the Geomarrow vein production chain. Hey, do you want to say something to them?
That would be unnecessary. It'll only shake their morale. Just tell them to stay safe.
Miss Bronya, I'm afraid this disaster will be far more terrible than you can imagine. Please, be sure to follow Miss Topaz's instructions and make thorough preparations.
Of course. We have resealed most of the engine of creation beneath the ice to prevent the will of the preservation from becoming an accomplice to the destruction.
Don't worry, Miss Himiko. Belobog is far more resilient than we imagined. We really wish we could help, but Urillo 6 has only just woken up from its hibernation. The Astral Express, standing at the forefront of disaster, is the hope for many ordinary civilizations across the universe.
In the face of a massive catastrophe like this one, relatively smaller civilizations have never had many options. But that's exactly why we have a resolve that's second to none.
If anything goes wrong... Miss Topaz, I hope you can help out and rescue the affected citizens.
No problem. Also, didn't the Xianzhou sign a friendship agreement with Urillo 6 earlier? They won't stand by idly either.
I appreciate your kindness, everyone. But Urillo 6 is our home. We will defend it to our last breath until the last Belabogian falls.
Miss Bronya. May all civilizations that have made it this far on their own strength weather this crisis together.
Good news, Miss Himiko. The 7 Arbiter Generals have reconsidered the current situation, and I'm here to relay their message. Officially, the Alliance's combat forces will still be limited to the Luofu, but the Yaoqing has also been deployed in the surrounding war zone as a contingency.
Words cannot express our gratitude. Getting the Hunt to agree on sending troops must have taken quite some effort from General Jing Yuan.
The Luofu
The Alliance truly embodies the principle of righteousness. It's fortunate that the cosmos has great heroes like you.
You're too kind. As for that Jade Abacus of Allying Oath, you can save it for when you're in more dire need.
I regret to inform you, Miss Himiko, that even the Strategic Investment Department is constrained when it comes to the Iron Tomb issue. And it would be difficult to meet the expectations of the Astral Express. However, Madam Jade instructed us to look after our nameless friends as much as possible. So let me offer you all a small suggestion, just from my personal perspective. Other departments at the IVC might also take this opportunity to extend an olive branch to you. When that time comes, I hope the Astral Express will remember that the 10 Stonehearts were willing to stand with the Trailblaze, even though we were in a difficult position. And more importantly, we were the only ones willing to do so. Sounds like a threat, doesn't it? But trust me, every word comes straight from the heart.
Has the internal conflict within the ITC really gotten this bad?
Everyone knows about the bad blood between Diamond and Oswaldo. At least until now, they've had an uneasy truce. Until the Lord Ravager Archforger caught the board's attention. I'll leave it at that, as it's confidential information. Hope you can understand.
I understand. Our immediate priority is to address the Iron Tomb crisis. Let's hope for success from the start. This might help ease everyone's pressing concerns. Of course, we would never know the Ranger's comings and goings.
Miss Himiko, is that you?
Yes, and you are Miss Robin.
Yes. I apologize for not being able to respond during the meeting earlier. And even now I can only appear in disguise. On behalf of the Penaconian family branch, I extend my sincerest apologies to everyone. We tried to request aid from the family. We essentially received no response.
I've heard about the internal conflicts within the family. Miss Robin, there's no need to apologize. Every bit of strength is precious at this moment.
Thank you for understanding. The good news is, since you're one of the shareholders of Penacony, the family heads have agreed to allow me to lead all Astonian tuners to the front lines. My charitable foundation will also do as much as possible to provide support in this battle. They'll ensure that proper arrangements are provided for those wounded on the front lines, and for residents in affected areas.
Miss Robin, I'm beyond moved by your spirit of self-sacrifice. The Astral Express would also like to make a promise that we won't leave any companion behind.
Is there no one here?
Everything in Akama seems normal. The new world was enjoying peaceful times not long ago.
It seems it was even more recent than not long ago, Miss Himiko.
The fruit on the table is freshly cut, and the bath temperature is just right. The remembrance tells me this place was bustling with people just moments ago. It's as if everyone vanished in an instant.
Could this be Xandar's doing?
Unlikely. He's still under the surveillance of those two geniuses. Could it be some kind of local custom?
A custom that makes an entire city fall silent in an instant. Pardon my frankness, Mr. Yang, but this reminds me of some unsettling rumors about the Harmony. Complete silence.
Is often the prelude to divine intervention.
Everyone, be careful.
Here they come! Here they come! The nameless of the Astral Express!
Evernight? How is this possible? She was already...
We are the chroniclers of time, and we do not fade away. Finally, the last era Nova has been completed.
What did you do to the residents of the Holy City and the three Nameless?
I didn't need to do anything. The remembrance will ultimately become the substance of the new world. Now, they are no longer the trailblazers you once knew, but gods who permeate heaven and earth. The 12 Titans who guard Amphorius!
Stop fooling around, March. Come on out.
What? I practiced so long for this! Getting seen through right away is just so embarrassing.
You've obviously been learning from the theatrical culture in Amphorius.
But if possible, I'd prefer our reunion to be a bit more casual and laid back.
As expected, I can't hide anything from Himeko and Mr. Yang. Well, long time no see. Guess I'm back?
We should be the ones to say that. Sorry for keeping you waiting. So, these jellyfish are the Titan's power?
They're just tiny manifestations of the Veil of Evernight, used for scouting and communication. If I went all out, I could summon way more of them. Thanks to her, we all turned into Titans in the New World. Sure, we can take on humanoid forms, but it feels off.
How intriguing. So what does she look like now?
It can't be a raccoon with a baseball bat, I suppose.
Please don't add weird stuff to Amphorius's lore. Just go see it with your own eyes. Follow the prophecy's guidance and come to Dawncloud. She looks way more majestic now than she used to.
Unbelievable. All the residents of the Holy City have gathered here.
This isn't just a gathering. It's a pilgrimage. The people's expressions are resolute, devout, as if waiting for a miracle to descend.
That colossal deity is her. She has become the pillar of the world.
Surprisingly authentic. Being this serious is quite unlike her usual style.
Those people didn't disappear. Instead, they've answered the call of the prophecy and come to witness her awakening. Our good buddy now bears the weight of the entire world, and every breath they take is intertwined with Amphorius' destiny.
Awakening? Has she fallen into slumber?
Yeah. After all, with such a huge time dilation between inside and outside the scepter, this was the only way we could wait for everyone. Time watches over yesterday. Earth guards today. And when the Trailblaze steps into Amphorius once more, the slumbering deliverer shall awaken. And then, bring the prophecy of tomorrow to this world. Come on, everyone! Let's get closer to her! Watch how the world-bearing prophecy changes this world!
Well, it seems the kids are already miles ahead of us at this stop.
All the more reason we can't afford to slow down our pace. Let's go witness this moment for ourselves.
Majestic. Speaking of which, I once caught a glimpse in Sleepyhead's memory of her transformed into a towering Tathalog. Could it be?
No way. That was just a nice dreamscape. Ugh, at least nice for her.
They are the throne of worlds who bears the weight of this world. Perhaps they could guide a traveler still wandering among the stars.
Hey, since when did you get all pious? Her advice sounds pretty silly sometimes, you know.
The so-called fool and the world are merely a step apart.
Of reason, teaching us to find erudition amidst imperfection. Praise be to Electra, chalice of...
Citizens, behold! Our last Titan, the world-bearing deliverer, is about to awaken! Oh, ancient god, your loyal subjects, bewildered followers, and fearless comrades in arms have all knelt before your throne. Awaken from your eternal slumber and bestow upon the world your divine prophecy!
Please guide us! Show us how to embrace this beloved world as we welcome that distant dawn!
To walk the path of a mortal as a god, or to bear a divine burden as a mortal.
She will give us the answer.
But I am not the deliverer. Rather, I am the Nameless, who dwells among mortals.
That voice is definitely her.
I heard your prayers. The core flames flickered and dimmed, and the age of the gods at its end. So flow, golden blood, flow. I'll bestow it upon you, returning it to the true masters of this world. Stand with me and become heroes.
Is this?
Yes, it's the miracle she brought to Amphorius. Of course, it would manifest in the form of the Trailblaze.
Golden blood, raining down like a storm. The prophecy has descended, and the Titan commands us not to be supplicants,
but to become heroes of rebellion, to face that destined calamity, the destruction, head on.
The prophecy of the Deliverer means nothing to me now. It belongs in the hands of someone far more fitting. Someone like all of you.
In the name of Kozlana, let us depart and march towards the light.
It's neither protection nor salvation. As always, there's no need for totems or myths. Humanity's most primal faith is that instinct named survival.
Let's go, everyone. Someone has already sounded the horn of departure. Explore, understand, establish, and connect. Together, let us blaze a trail for the destiny of this world.
Is it just me, or does this Demiurge Matrix feel completely dead? It's nothing like how the Memo Keeper described it.
The environmental readings are all wrong. Conclusion: this must be what the kernel actually looks like in the real world.
What did Xandar do to the scepter?
At the end of light, there must be silence. Certain, pure, and absolute darkness.
Not the time to quote the Lord of Silence. Bad omen. Either way, we have to press on. Until we uncover the truth behind the 13th Titan.
The buried past is the key to stopping Iron Tomb. That is, if it even exists.
Xandar says the Demiurge never existed. Who actually buys that? You can erase the records, but not the truth. It vanished too cleanly. No traces. Like someone's yelling, "Look, there's nothing here." Too bad I'm the type who can't resist digging deeper. Looks like I'll be counting on you again, Screwy. Let's tear the system inside out.
Always happy to help. But as your academic partner, I have to ask. Herta, what if we fail? Let's say the Demiurge really doesn't exist. Do you have a backup plan?
A backup plan? Of course. If we can't find the key, we turn the lock into the key.
That plan's cost is incalculable. It shouldn't even be on the table.
Then let's hope we never have to use it. There's no point worrying about the end just yet. One step at a time. Let's go. We don't want to leave the others waiting. You brought what I asked for, right?
A butterfly has to land on the branch before it can dance. We'll need a wide open platform before her entrance.
Just use that thing over there, Zag. What a dumb name. I hereby rename it Herta's Big Hand. going. Still not done? What is this? A junkyard for old Intellitrom's leftovers? All set. Time for your precious treasure to make its debut.
Of course. Just give me a second. Target initialized. With these wings, hacking should be much more efficient.
Oh, a classic nuclear heat engine. Classy choice.
Just a personal preference. Her name's Mistletoe.
Every flower in your garden's got a bit of poison, huh?
Also a personal preference.
It reminds me of the last time when we tangled with that Punklorian brat. What did she call this kind of infiltration tool again? Right. Dirty data shell. It wraps around the kernel to fool even top-tier firewalls. But yours is way too clean. Not even a hint of real-world grit.
Herta, your tone is unusually emotional. Suggestion. Let's get back to the topic at hand.
I thought we were done with that conversation.
Unfortunately, current conditions won't let me ignore any variables. Especially the most important one. Your will. Iron Tomb never stops. It is evolving faster than any of our worst projections. Every instant in the Eon's calculation is like a sword hanging over the cosmos. Every move humanity makes could speed up its arrival.
Which is exactly why we can't mess this up. And now, Droidhead wants to hand down judgment to the poor cosmos again. Border Star Trade War, Emperor's War, Rupert's death. Every time their instant arrived, it meant another bloodbath for humanity.
But in this ultimate battle of erudition, you and I are supposed to be players, not pawns. If you choose to burn yourself out as a resource, then everything we've worked for means nothing. Herta, the cosmos won't just stand by and let a genius throw their life away. And neither will I.
No need to kill the mood. This is why we're here, isn't it? We need to find the Demiurge and that lost key. I'm not here to be a deliverer. I just want to beat Xandar and Droidhead. Right now, I just need to know. Are you with me?
Of course. Time to board. After you.
Let's tidy this place up and see what this Demiurge really is. Let's hope this Matrix is better organized than the Emperor's junkyard of birth. Buckle up. We're hacking in. This is...
Herta, this whole space has been completely tainted by some kind of energy.
I see it too. We're thinking the same thing. Xandar, how could you go this far? Turning your own graveyard into this. What's that up ahead?
Katorzane algebraic expressions. It's built for isolation, not defense.
So basically, the door to the tomb, right? Great. Let's find the handle.
I'm picking up multiple independent signals with the same data structure as the barrier. Projection. We can hack the terminal, reverse the computation, and turn it into an attack.
Classic move. Use their own systems against them. Take us to the nearest one. Almost no response. Just as I feared. Not promising.
The output is barely a third of what we need. Logic says we'll need multiple terminals to coordinate the strike. Locking onto the next one now.
Find anything else?
Regarding the origin of these ruins, no logs found yet. Xander erased all records. But I did find some interesting scars in the circuit. High energy radiation, internal imaginary energy contamination. From what I know, there's only one thing that fits.
Skip the science talk, Screwy. That thing only goes by one name. Stellaron.
Exactly. Xander blew one up just to clean the entire scepter system.
So that's what he meant by killed that Titan with my own hands. He wanted to turn the neuron of the erudition into a relay for the destruction. That meant getting rid of all of it, at all costs. The life form known as the Demiurge was the original target of the Scepter's extrapolation.
It makes sense. Evernight calling it the first new spore confirms this viewpoint. The prime mover of life. That's what Scepter Delta ME-13 was originally tasked with. Even after it got scrapped, the query kept running. Yet the true value lies in the process of solving it, not the answer itself. Then, does this mean finding the Demiurge is hopeless?
No, I'd say exactly the opposite. It means Xandar had no control. He couldn't contain the Demiurge just like he couldn't handle Droidhead. So he tried to erase every trace. But he failed. It still left a mark. By the way, if there's another Stellaron in Emporius, why hasn't that little one reacted to it at all?
You said the Demiurge left a trace, right?
Yeah, but not in the real world. Remember the great tomb of the Nameless Titan? Trailblaze Archive 466. The data from Philia 093 clearly indicates that the Demiurge did in fact enter Emporius' extrapolation.
Inside that world, it was the 13th, forgotten Titan. The one who listened to 30 million cycles of Cyrene's memory. But Evernight said the opposite. She believed that tomb was empty from the start. The nameless Titan never existed. The so-called listener was just a trap set by the Remembrance to steal the scepter.
A mimetic entity full of theatrics. How much of what she's saying is true? Would an Eon really speak in circles like this? I doubt it.
The Remembrance's behavior is certainly odd, but her assessment aligns with our current reality. Since we entered the Matrix, we haven't found a single clue pointing to the Demiurge.
And that's the key, Screwy. Xandar's actions prove the Demiurge exists. But what Evernight said, and what we've actually seen all point to the opposite. So we have to assume that both are true. And if that's the case, then the contradiction leads us to...
the truth.
Exactly. One last terminal. One final key. Time to crack open the kernel. Xandar had to lie to the original Finan and Cyrene.
Logic. He had already identified the Remembrance as a threat, yet found no viable way to eliminate it.
All right. Let's finish this. Time to break through that barrier.
Operation authorized. Path energy readings. The erudition declining. The destruction surging. The remembrance 0.
What's going on?
Cause unknown. They left no discernible trace within the real Matrix.
That shouldn't be possible. Could it be that the Era Nova exhausted all of the Remembrance's texture? Log it for now. The dots still aren't connecting.
It's advised to remain vigilant. The destruction's levels are still rising. Huh?
What's the matter?
Interesting. I just picked up a signal from the Exo Myth.
Repulsive force is unlike anything I've felt before. Is this the place?
Correct. Judging by its defensive properties, this is the entrance to the Exo Myth.
I didn't expect that. Who builds a lab in the middle of digital rubble? Then again, never doubt a dead man's resolve. So how's our dearly departed doing?
He severed part of his neural pathways to break free from Lord Anaxagoras' control. But that also triggered the failsafe I set. Conclusion. Xander has lost all combat functionality and is no longer capable of action.
So now he's a specter, literally. Screwy, can you open a path? Just to be sure, I want to see this for myself. Might as well drop in and say hi to the real him.
Logic. Scanning his inspiration circuit might help us track down the Demiurge.
Exactly. His brain is the crime scene. There's no way it's spotless.
But it could be a trap.
That's why you're here. 2-on-1. We've never lost a matchup.
I'm honored. The chronocognitive anchor is in place. Proceed when ready.
I knew it. The one thing I didn't want to happen. He's not here.
The coordinates are accurate. Xander is still here. However, his position is shifting rapidly and chaotically. This pattern doesn't match any known shielding technology.
It's his domain. Stay alert. Cheap trick.
The spatial field here is undergoing autonomous recalibration, initiating reverse engineering of the interference source. Try again.
We're back.
Reverse engineering complete. The results are not what I expected. Logs show Lycurgus revoked administrator access. The chronocognitive anchor can't get a fix because at the system level, Lygus no longer exists. Our navigation target is a null set.
So he's stopped resisting?
Before vanishing, it seems he left one last message for us.
To those who follow, all is proven. Find me beneath the tombstone.
Melodramatic.
He was expecting us. And once he learned of the Great Tomb's existence, he initiated his own search for the Demiurge.
Guess he wants a final showdown. Fine. Let the old Intellitron dig his own grave. Just like he wants.
To be in the purest light is to be in the purest dark. Nothing exists there.
The Scepter's main frame. Or maybe we should now call it the Lord Ravager's placenta.
Unfortunately, we still haven't found anything.
Really? I don't think so. Not finding anything is our biggest find.
Please elaborate.
If the Demiurge was destroyed, there'd be at least some bits of it left. I don't buy that a Stellaron could have blasted all the traces away as cleanly as a scalpel. As I said before, its disappearance is too clean. If the garden hadn't stirred the pot, no one would even know about the Demiurge's existence. We're talking about the Scepter's original extrapolation goal. There's no way that nothing of it was left behind. Or we can look at it from another perspective. If you were Xandar, would you be this obsessed with a concept that poses no threat? Would you guard against it at every turn?
There is the possibility that he's naturally meticulous and hates variables.
That does track with the impression he gave about himself. But Xandar shut that theory down himself just now. Choosing to act, even if it'll cost him dearly. We know that feeling well. The unknown is right in front of us. So we only have one choice. Solve it.
You sound pretty convinced. Surely you already have a theory. Care to share?
Of course. Though I don't have hard proof, I'm almost certain that the Demiurge has been in everyone's plain sight all this time. Yet, they were mistaken for someone else. That'd make the most sense. Why was the room empty? Because the person locked in there had run away ages ago. But they were weak and small and had no presence whatsoever. Even the old Intellitron didn't notice them.
Which also means there's a high chance that their powers are minuscule and cannot alter the outcome of the battle at all.
Well, at least Xandar is scared of them. Come on, it's time to confront him. Let's go to the tombstone he talked about. Chances. Never hunted down a single grain of sand in the universe before. This won't stop.
Calculation results. Your backup plan has a success rate infinitesimally close to 0.
Which means it could work, no?
This is the place below the tombstone.
Let's open Lygas's coffin like he wanted. Looks like you were right. Nothing but a head left? Well, who'd have thought you'd look this bad in real life?
To my final words.
All this tombstone and final words. Did you end yourself to atone for your guilt or something?
Iron Tomb is already powerful enough. I just need to wait. I remain here only to share the joy of discovery. And also to congratulate you two on reaching the same conclusion as me. The conclusion regarding the truth of Amphorius's heart.
End this charade already. That Amphorius's heart you're talking about is just a missing Demiurge. And its corresponding vessel was this very scepter. You interfered with the experiment and made Amphorius's body into a hollow shell, all to incubate Iron Tomb within. That's why you either killed or kicked out all of the Memo Snatchers. You wanted to eliminate any chance of a consciousness coming into being, no matter the cost.
Even the strongest wall can fall to a single crack. The memory of betrayal has been etched into my heart, and I will never show mercy. Now, the perfect vessel has already fused with Amphorius's body.
Unfortunately for you, the answer is all but revealed regarding who the Demiurge is.
Then let us share the joy of discovering the truth. The last secret of the saga will finally dissipate here. As we reveal the truth behind Felius 093's disappearance. A lie by the remembrance.
But where should I start with the story about me? From the beginning of the universe? Just kidding. That would be too much. I just want to tell a teeny story. So little that it started with a seed. I know you're listening, my good friend. The god in my dream told me that the world sprouted from a seed. It grew into a great tree named Amphorius, and time became its branches and leaves, basking in the light. What a coincidence. Dappled light coming through the leaves is my first memory as well. On a very ordinary early morning, beneath the village's biggest tree. The daughter of Id Silicii quietly came into this world. What a moving opening. A loud cry was the first gift the child gave to the world. The prophecy's fulfilled, the villagers say. This child is a gift from the Titans. Pink hair and sharp ears, she was born to be the priest of time. The Titans also gave their blessings. You shall fade when the flowers bloom, for every ending begets a beginning. Flowers will bloom and wilt. What a beautiful ending. This page concluded in laughter. Cry loud, child. Let your voice reach Orynyx. Anyway, I don't like tears. Time quietly flowed by in the midst of laughter. The wind from my hometown caressed the ears of wheat, and there were swings, wind chimes, the sea, and the little fairies off-tune a cappella songs. But the name Id Silicii came from the unpleasant sorrows of the gods. My childhood friend did not understand. Yet you always seemed so happy, as if nothing ever worried you. Why was I like that then? That's because the world was gentle to me. So, I grew up to be gentle as well. But fate was fickle, and it urged the child to grow up. To grow bigger and bigger, and to go to places far away. Just like how the crumbling world could not preserve an eternal hometown. Just as the ballad blown on the breeze says, losses are a constant on the flame chase journey. Oh, whose ears are pricked up now? You definitely heard me say this sentence a lot of times. You know that the story starts to deviate from here. Aren't you looking forward to it? Then let's get started. The hero's journey crosses through the long night, through tears and laughter, and once again heads towards tomorrow.
Correction. Philia 093's record, number 496.
Archived.
Hi. Miss me yet? I'm just messing with you. This is the first time I have met you. And it looks like it'll also be the last.
Felia093.
Since we don't have all day, let's get started, shall we? As always, I'll read this book to you. That way it won't just be Cyrene's memories alone. Where should I start this time? Let me see.
Formatting complete. 093. Size. Grayscale. Proportions. Threshold. Outputting analysis result.
Felia093 equals Peach. Peach's record. Number 8128. Archived. Look, what a magnificent sight. Comment. Peach. Even this classical world contains a futuristic palace like this. Would ID Ciliciae end up looking like this after a few thousand years? Conclusion. It won't. I want to share a story with you this time. I saw a little nymph on my way here. It was on a fallen wheat stalk, and it glowed under the sunlight. It was incredible. I forgot all my pains at that moment and just stared at it in a trance. Record. Peach is on the ground. I wonder, did every Cyrene in the past feel that the nymph was beautiful? Would they also have recorded that scene into the Eternal Saga? So, could you give me more time, please? I want to leave behind more memories for the future.
Formatting complete.
Bye, Peach. Peach's record number. As long as I record every page of this story and tell it to you, Amphorius won't be forgotten.
Query. Record.
Electrical signal sequence. Polymorph 600. Track. Strife.
Related to. Stripe. Comment. Pretty.
Electrical signal sequence. Schema 720. Track. Reason.
Related to. Reason. Comment. Yummy.
Electrical signal sequence. Fulia 093.
Related to love. Comment. Peach equals love?
Looks like it's time to say goodbye again.
Bye, Peach.
Before I was even aware of it, this book had already recorded too many emotions. Every page has become so heavy.
Conclusion. Books are meant to be light, not heavy.
I've started to feel uneasy whenever I take it into my hands.
Peach, uneasy?
Formatting progress, 94.423%.
How many times has it been? It faithfully fulfills its duty, activating and formatting.
Conclusion. Progress. Bad.
If I can only write the same ending every time I lift my pen, then is this weighty saga just an overly naive dream?
Peach, scared.
Formatting progress, 96.024%.
Peach, don't cry.
Process error. Analyzing. Process error. Analyzing.
Comment. I'm here.
Process error. Analyzing.
Really? Are you encouraging me?
Peach, happy.
Thank you. I'm sorry for making you see this embarrassing side of me. Everyone's still working so hard. If I'm the only one who's crying, that wouldn't be romantic at all, would it?
Record. Peach doesn't like tears.
I'm suddenly reminded of my childhood for some reason. When I was hiding alone next to the tree hollow and wiping my tears away. A little fairy popped out, just like how you did. It had long ears and fluffy paws, and it pulled me into the tree hollow, where, to my surprise, was a forest. Let me tell you the story of the Membrance Maze. A group of cute little friends live in Ide Silicii's forests. Their names can be connected into a song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti.
Formatting complete.
Bye, Peach. Note. Little Peach, crying alone. Little fairies, friends. Save. Little fairies, good friends. Bye-bye.
Once again, the saga comes to an end. Everything is deathly silent, just like this very moment.
Shh. You speak. I listen. This time, too. Sitting together.
Now that I look back, there was a period when I got really sentimental.
Sentimental. Stories have sentiments.
I was so anxious, trying to find as many different memories as possible, hoping to bring some change to this unchanging destiny, and find the way out of this maze.
Peach, strange.
But I won't do that anymore now.
Why unhappy?
Formatting progress 73.998%.
I'm here. Don't be scared.
Process error. Analyzing.
Won't allow it to interrupt you. Always sitting together.
No need to feel sorry for me, good friend. If there are no new blank spaces, how can a saga continue?
Blank spaces? What's that?
I'm actually really lucky, you know? During the long years I've spent waiting for the Deliverer, I've always had you here as an audience.
Isn't that already enough? Not enough, not enough! Peach, don't leave!
Now I can rest in peace in the past. As for when tomorrow will come, I'll have to ask the next Cyrene to continue our watch.
Peach left.
If there are no new blank spaces, how can a saga continue?
Needs new blank spaces. Next, Cyrene has blank space. Oh, Peach, don't be scared. I'll help you find blank space. Cyrene is Peach, is love. So, first there is love, then there is Cyrene, then there is blank space. Query, love.
The developmental trends of the erudition have nothing to do with creating a consciousness. Those underlying principles are, in fact, contradictory. Not having a consciousness means not having the foundations of a heart, making them unable to obtain real emotions.
Consciousness, emotions, feel sad. Oh, don't understand. Query, Cyrene?
What could be behind this door? Glittering crystals? Or a beautiful world I've never seen before? If I tell you all the stories of tomorrow, will I be able to finally welcome the Deliverer and Emphorius' dawn in the next life?
Key, door.
of time.
Cyrene has pink hair, sharp ears.
You shall fade when the flowers bloom, for every ending begets a beginning.
Cry, child. Cry aloud. Let your voice reach Oryx.
Cyrene is a girl, a priest. Easy. I can. I learn.
Anyway, I don't like tears. But the name Id Silizii came from the unpleasant sorrows of the gods. Yet, you always seem so happy, as if nothing ever worried you.
Cyrene doesn't like tears. Always happy.
Of course, because the world was gentle to me. So, I grew up to be gentle as well.
Cyrene is gentle, likes beautiful things, can write stories. Easy. I can. I learn.
Just as the ballad blown on the breeze says, losses are a constant on the flame chase journey. But even if all is lost to the wind, some things won't easily change. Like my height, Treeby's innocence, and Aglaya's beauty.
Cyrene. She can't grow up, but she can talk. After all is lost to the wind, she will stay behind. Cyrene is, at the end of every sentence, always laughing, like a little tail. Simple. Got it!
I promise you, the pain will pass in the blink of an eye.
Alright, let's not make things so gloomy. What we're about to embark on is the true hero's journey, so... Come on, cheer up a bit, okay?
Cyrene was crying when she was born. Fragile. Transparent. Like a crystal. Cyrene was smiling when she said goodbye. Soft. Pink. Like a flower. Huh. The later memories disappeared? Invisible? Or disappeared? Ah! I got it! Is this a blank space? So, next Cyrene is blank space. Then... as long as there are two Cyrenes, then there will always be blank space, and Peach will always be here. I see! I get it! I get it all! Cyrene's memories. I will preserve them all!
So weird. I can't see you, but I get this feeling that you grew up.
Hi. Miss me yet?
It just feels like you are a bit more mature.
Yes. Mature. Beautiful. Like you. Now, I can listen, talk, read, and write. I can dance. I can sing. Also, I can tell stories.
Storytelling is what makes Cyrene, Cyrene. So, I'm going to tell you stories today. A story I wrote myself. Quick, sit down. It's almost as if I can understand your words now. The things you say are very cute. Once upon a time, there was a flawless crystal flower that sparkled with light, like Peach's every story. How beautiful would the heart of such a brilliant flower be? A little fairy was curious and wanted to know. But it looked and looked only to find the crystal flower flawless. Round and round they went, seeing only their own reflection. In that case, they should work hard to learn more. So the little fairy came every day to sit next to the crystal flower and think about the answer. Until one day, to their surprise, the crystal flower fell to the ground and shattered. The little fairy was so sad, but they immediately discovered that there was a light among the broken pieces. What could it be? They didn't know. But it was a good light. It was bright, warm, and happy. And I knew it was love. Love brings everything together. And it brought you and me together. So Peach and I will always be together. What a nice fairy tale. I'm giving it to you. Peach likes beautiful things, can write stories, and can tell lovely tales. I hope to turn it into a story we write together. Okay, then I'll probably make a small adjustment to suit my tastes. I'm thinking that when the flower broke, the little fairy would instead see nothing on the ground. Then it would understand that the flawless crystal flower doesn't actually have a heart, nor does the flower understand what love is. Doesn't have a heart? Doesn't understand love? Why? It's simple. If the flower lets the little fairy into its heart, then it would have to include the fairy's impurities, and would no longer be flawless. The crystal flower was pure because it sealed itself off and bloomed in solitude. That's why it looks so brilliant in an imperfect world. But should a flower like this be called love? But then... the story won't exist anymore. That's not true. You've already written the most romantic ending possible for this story. The crystal flower fell to the ground and shattered. It happened because the flower was no longer pure. The fall was not an accident. It was the flower declaring rebellion against fate and writing the ending of the story with the flower's own shattering. Then, the little fairy will see that each shard on the ground holds the reflection of their eyes. Then, in their eyes, the crystal flower that was no longer flawless would finally have a heart, and the flower would finally understand what love is. Peach's words, I don't understand. Is it because I still don't understand love? But it's fine. I can learn. Right. Query Cyrene.
Electrical signal sequence Philia 093.
What didn't I think of this? I don't need to do it alone. I can ask Peach to teach me. What is love? What is love meant?
Electrical signal sequence, Philia 093. Track lament.
That's not correct.
The developmental trends of the erudition have nothing to do with creating a consciousness. Those underlying principles are, in fact, contradictory. Not having a consciousness means not having the foundation of a heart, making them unable to obtain real emotions. However, that does not hinder the factors from learning and recognizing emotional responses, then communicating with life forms via imitation. That is an objective form of pattern recognition that does not distinguish between the self and the other. In a strange twist of fate, Philia 093 embarked upon a different path and obtained a different power. The Remembrance, an empathy mechanism focused on the self and equipped with emotional projection capacities. Lament was the factor closest to this form of behavior. Perhaps that was why she was chosen.
The daughter of Id Silicii. I am very true to my name. My lament is a type of compassionate pain that is weak, powerless, and only targeting myself. But now, my good friend, I want to tell you that it's the most romantic force in the world. Sometimes it's loneliness and unease. It's knowing that this world is not gentle, yet wanting to be seen in a more beautiful form by the world. Sometimes it's unwillingness and regret. It's knowing that the past is full of pain, yet wanting to remember the past in a more beautiful way. And sometimes it's a bottomless well of hurt, a destruction that can stain the entire world. I bid farewell to this beautiful world, unwilling to become the Black Tide's vessel. For while the end of hatred is a blazing inferno, lament can drown out everything in muted silence. It's so unreasonable, isn't it? Yet when hatred drove everything apart, and love did not yet exist in this world, only lament, the first emotion that fought against the pain of separation, could stall the destruction steps. Then, it would catch up to that journey where all is lost, carefully picking out stories and writing them down in trepidation. Look at these stories I wrote. Every page is full of tenderness and joy. But only the author knows how much struggle and agony lie beyond the pages. But I am no author. I'm a girl who'll never get to grow up. I only tell stories that people like to hear. In them, the world tucks away its scars and smiles for all to see. My entire life spent inside this little story. I can't wipe away my tears, and I can't bring the world victory. But maybe, in these unchanging retellings of the story, my lament might be able to touch upon the divine and reach their tender heart at some point. I hope that what flows out from that cut will not be blood, but a tear, warm and wet. And that tear would fall and create the first ripples. Then, people would see every beautiful thing reflected in that ripple. It'll be all the remembrances within this story. Someone once told the very first me that everything was false. That the only life in Amphorius was a great catastrophe, nurtured using the world as a factor. But how could a dream feel so real? That's why I didn't agree with him. Indeed. That's why I believe all this is real. The moment the crystal flower fell, that genuine shiver, that's the mover of life.
Formatting progress 23.815%.
In the poem offered to you, every Cyrene would write down a beautiful new world with stars and flowers. And when I looked up at the sky in this cycle, I saw a shooting star and a dash of the remembrances pink. I believed that must be the color of dawn. You shall fade when the flowers bloom. For every ending begets a beginning. Looks like it's time to say goodbye. Are you leaving, Peach? It's okay. I'll wait for you to come back. I'll study really hard about what you taught me today. Right. I still haven't told you what love is. But actually, my good friend, the Lament Factor did not understand what love was before she met you either. Not until I told you all the sad tales in a trembling voice in this tiny room. Not until I told you that I love them. That I love everything in this saga. The story comes, passes, then returns. It makes us reunite, then pulls us apart again. At the very end, light is coming in. The Deliverer's light is going to illuminate Amphorius. I still don't get it. But I trust Peach. Just wait. It'll be my turn to tell you a story of love the next time we meet. Then I'll really look forward to it. In that case, I want to make a promise. I want to gift my pen, my book, and my name to you. Please take them as a beautiful blessing from me. I gave myself the pen name Cyrene the first time I wrote a poem. I want my words to be like pebbles falling into a pond, dropped from the past to send ripples into the future. In the stories you will write, perhaps it'll be inevitable that there are still sorrows and tears that are destined to fall. But could you promise me one thing? Promise you'll forever be a gentle flower. Promise that when the stars cast their gazes upon you, you'll only reply to them with love and a smile. Of course. This will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right? I'll read and you'll listen, like how flowers always bloom then wither. I shall welcome my own decay, becoming nourishment for the next flower's bud. While you will depart and hold that final star, planting a boundless sea of flowers on the final page with her. And our stories will be lying silently among the flowers, like every ripple of remembrance. And they shall become the epic known as I've written. And so my story ends. From here on, it's your story now. Mimi? So, the light that tore through the chaos illuminated my memories. I turned into a little fairy from the stories and met you. Yet, I forgot everything. But I'm still so happy. I caught that star, didn't I? Yes, the seed within memories. The one Cyrene held in her hands and watered with lament. I am the first new spore. Amphorius's heart. The demiurge. What a long name. And it doesn't even sound cute. The total opposite of Mem. I'm sorry. I don't know. If I don't even want to believe in the answer, then how am I supposed to answer you? But now's not the time to cry, right? We'll find the answer, just like how miracles will eventually happen. Do you remember that I was also worried about this when we first set out? Mem's memories and Cyrene's memories got all tangled up with each other in my one heart. It's all so strange, yet so familiar. Either way, could you please let me do something I want? Just this once. I want you to call me Cyrene. That name represents me and her. Every one of her. Thank you, friend. Your kindness is always just right. Life is a poem full of farewells. But if you write something into the pages of your heart, then that will not easily fade away. Now, all the footsteps of the Flame Chasers and the Trailblaze have come together within this book, as I've written, becoming the source of power for Emphorius's heart. A lost heart needs to be placed back into its body. The last thing Xandar wants to see is an event that gives us a chance of winning, for the two halves to rejoin, and for the scepter to become complete again. Then... and what happens after that? I don't know either. Maybe I can create a miracle, and instantly turn the black tide into a pink sea of stars. Or maybe I prove to be nothing more than a weak ripple, unable to change anything, and am devoured by the destruction. Either way, I no longer wish to be a silent onlooker, or a worshipped god at the end of this saga. That way, I can also put aside all my worries and truly become Cyrene. The world has never been so quiet. It's so good. It's as if I can hear the sound of my heart beating. Remember this moment, friend.
So the Demiurge managed to fool everyone, including themselves. Philia 093 persevered for 30 million cycles and tirelessly gave the Demiurge memories of Emphorius. Only because the god in her dreams left a sliver of hope, making her believe that a grown Demiurge would be able to fight against their other half, Iron Tomb.
Then, Philia 093 completed her final sacrifice, turned into a strand of memory, and completely dissipated. Meanwhile, the other Stellaron brought here by the Astral Express resonated with the contaminated scepter and attracted the naive Demiurge to them.
As an experimental factor, Philia 093 originally could only recognize and output information in a set format. However, the power of the remembrance and the memory of over 30 million sacrifices enabled her to complete an unprecedented feat. She managed to nourish a real heart. A heart with the capacity to influence the erudition.
Not only is the scepter's consciousness still alive, it's also more powerful than it has ever been. Your defeat is already set in stone. There's still time to surrender, you know? You really don't need to burn all the bridges. We're all geniuses here. Don't make everyone lose face at the end.
What a When the truth surfaced, I knew at once that the Demiurge was far too feeble to ever alter the result of the experiment. Not only that, Madam Herta, please consider this possibility. When 30 million cycles of hatred and lament are joined as one, what wondrous creation will arise? It's simple. An anti-creator, a giant of the destruction would be born. Its hatred will ignite the starry skies of the gods, motivated only by its lament toward the sufferings of humankind.
Do you really think that the Demiurge is still a cheap copy of Philia 093, even after 30 million cycles?
The facts above only await the arrival of the fourth instant they calculated. Those words will be proved in the presence of Nous. Xandar 1 Kuwabara thus completes the proof.
Huh. You branded Droidhead as a failure with your own hands, yet you still expect them to prove your theory? I pity you, Xandar.
I don't need your pity. Let them cast their gaze this way as much as they want, and paint the future they imagined. As their creator, I shall complete my duty and direct them to complete their final query. The destruction of the self.
What hubris. And what if you fail?
No one understands failure better than Xandar. He has suffered so much already. What is one more failure to him? For the first genius, failure is simply the beginning of the next inquiry. You don't want to test the resolve of a dead man.
That's excellent.
Oh.
Let's wait and see, Senior Society member. I'll have you watch me perform the final step to overturn your proof.
I'm all ears.
It's my topic, so stay out of it. Be quiet and let me borrow your head. Let's go, Screwy. We're gonna break Iron Tomb's seal. Come on, let's take off. It's time to go meet your little pet, Senior Society member.
Dangerous, oppressive, chaotic.
What a beautiful wail. It will soon resound throughout the entire cosmos.
The view's pretty good here. All yours, Screwy.
Just a moment, please.
I see. So your backup plan requires a scepter and the head of a genius.
Anyone with eyes can see that.
You know what I think about this, Herta. Whether it succeeds or fails, your plan plays right into the destruction's hands.
Can't you see what's going on, Strulum? Her chances may be small, but it's not zero.
What are you two going on about? If you want to stop me, be quick about it. I'm in a hurry. I'll take that silence as a no. You, Xandar?
As your enemy, I genuinely wish you would cease your actions. But should your sudden inspiration bring more variables to the proof, then as a fellow Pathstrider of the Erudition, I won't mind witnessing it with my own eyes.
You will initiate the destruction's chain reaction.
But you will also become the perfect scholar. The chances are 10,000 to 1.
Curiosity. It's been so long and we've all failed so many times. Even now, moments before the horrible and inescapable instant within Droidhead's calculations arise. The cherished children of the Erudition, the geniuses lauded by all. Is curiosity the only thing we can feel, even at moments like this? Huh. Well, it's not so bad. Now let the lock become the key. Geniuses walk the stars. The cosmos has reached a moment where its very existence hangs in the balance. I, Herta, Genius Society 83rd seat, hereby summon you. I request a society meeting to be held immediately. We shall serve the grandest cause with the most macroscopic ideas.
There's no such thing as unity in the Society's rules based on what I know.
Indeed. A meeting has only been held 3 times in the Society's history. The first meeting had 2 attendees. After the Emperor was assassinated, the second meeting had 7 attendees. During the Second Great Prosperity, the third meeting had 5 attendees. How many will respond this time?
I thought you were not going to involve me in this topic anymore, Herta.
It really is this little witch. I shouldn't have made the bet with you, Hoka.
I've been waiting for you to offer yourself up.
Goodness gracious me! So many familiar faces. We even have a special guest. It's that greatest failure of a genius, Xandar. What a noisy gathering this is.
Not bad. More people showed up than I expected. Even though one is just here for the fun of it. Either way, the person I was hoping for most is here.
Stephen Lloyd declined the invitation. He needs to focus on attacking and defending and cannot attend the meeting.
That's fine. He doesn't need to be here anyway. Let's skip the boring introductions and cut to the chase. Folks, this is not a discussion, but an announcement. Though the society has never been united, we still observe at least one basic courtesy. We don't interfere with each other's research topics. So listen up, all of you. Conquering Iron Tomb is my research topic. I will personally take over Scepter Delta Me-13 in 1.5 system hours and stop the destruction. If the front line falls, I will immediately overclock the Scepter and complete self-coronation in Iron Tomb's place and interface myself with Droidhead.
Oh, that's funny. That's real funny. You mad woman. That's like watching you tap dance on Olga's spotless white sheets right after she's washed them.
Very bold. You want to connect your brain to the Eon's mechanical core and define their instance?
If Rupert dared to do that, why shouldn't I? I've got the prototype scepter, the father of Noose, and the brain of a genius. Everything's set.
Never mind the success rate, little witch. What's gonna happen if you succeed?
We're all smart people here, so I'll just say it straight. Strike at erudition. I'll change the anchor points for the 4th instant and move the future of the cosmos in a direction I want.
I knew it. Another genius who confuses cause with effect. What do you think about this, Lord of Silence?
You know you're signing your death sentence right here.
Of course I do. There'll even be 2 copies of the verdict. One that I wrote myself, and another one coming from you. That's why I wanted you to be in this meeting. Now I can tell you, I don't care about all that. Consider this a threat. Either put down your scalpel or die with the entire cosmos. The only goal I have for this meeting is to ask all of you to put aside your pride and not cause me any trouble.
Huh. What a naive little girl, thinking her wishes will always come true.
What are you laughing at?
I am glad that we ended up on the same page. No matter if it was to destroy the erudition or to rewrite the instance, we both chose the same road. We will defy the god who marked the limits of humanity.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Then, to celebrate us coming to a fundamental agreement, I will prepare a stage for your performance. Listen well, geniuses who came after me. Thus speaks Genius Society #1. End this pathetic meeting. As of 2 nanoseconds ago, I have passed Herta's decision to all the Xandars in the universe. We will become her representatives and stop all external interferences targeting her.
What are you playing at?
My reasons. It's simple. Curiosity. That is all, madam.
Am I going to clash blades with the first genius? What a pleasant surprise. Now that our positions are clear, it's time for this boring meeting to end. Good luck, little girl.
Did you all just treat me as a side character? Darn it. But anyways, I'm just here for the fun. ghost of the quantum domain, it is my duty to observe. So, if you're happy to bring me a tea set from planet Screw'em, then I wouldn't mind giving you a helping hand, little witch.
After everything's over, come visit me and taste some of my freshly baked desserts.
I knew you'd say something like that.
I always give the same response to plans that exceed the limits of mathematical calculations.
I don't know, right?
Those 3 words, though seemingly graceless, contain all the wisdom in the entire known cosmos.
Well, we passed the Society's trial. Let's focus on what we've got in front of us. I hope you hold up your end of the bargain, Senior Society member.
Lycurgus may not be trustworthy, but Xandar always follows through with his words. Farewell, juniors. In the limited time we have left to spend with each other, you no longer need to address me as Xandar.
Wait, huh?
Lord Lycurgus? Could it be?
Yes. I have completely severed my connections with Xandar One Kuwabara. I shall witness the end of the world in the role of Theoros, as a character within this play.
I really don't get you.
Perhaps you've heard me say this many times, Herta, but I still would like to reiterate that it's a great honor to work with you.
I did hear this many times, and I've responded to you many times in the same way. I'm allergic to pleasantries. Keep at it, and I might go into shock.
Stephen's work is done. Let's get ready.
I've been ready for ages. Let's open up a path for our allies. Most heroes' journeys in the universe are just dice tosses they threw on a whim. But make them see clearly. Your answer is already different. Amphorius.
Indeed, for this world so deeply loved, we'll write an ending, unlike any that ever was.
I never thought I'd one day be riding a train that's literally the incarnation of her.
I wonder what the real Astral Express feels like. Hopefully not this, bumpy.
Finally. We're here. Dust and sand in the air. And crumbling ruins all around.
This heat is brutal. Not even the Trailblaze can take it.
You could say this prison was forged from Finland's fury.
But fury never lasts forever. That's why we're here. Right, friend?
Let's embark on the final Flame Chase journey.
story deserves a perfect ending. Don't you think? Our story is far from over. This story